Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Will this card be played by the Illuminati? That is the $64,000 question, I guess. Or the $1 trillion question, as far as how much money that they've stolen from us. I can tell you this. The charts, to me, look very, very bearish. There is a possibility that tomorrow we could roll over into a wave 3 down and drop 3, 4, 500 points. Call it a little mini crash. So there is a possibility we could crash tomorrow just based upon the charts, if the charts roll over like I think that they could. And let me explain why I see this. Other people do not see this. And I don't know what they're missing there, but I still see this daily chart as bearish. Why? This ADX line is buried right now and looking ready to hook up. Now it can take either the positive DI line or the negative DI line, either one. So we don't really know which one it's going to be, but it looks like a big move is coming. Okay. So we'll just leave that at that. Right now we are sloping down, putting in lower highs on the RSI. So that tells me that the bulls are losing strength, and it's hit here once and almost hit it again. I think it's going to roll over and drop below 50. I don't think it's going to go up. Everybody seems to think that this thing is going to go up. I don't see it that way. When I look down here at the MACD, I still see this as negative, even with a rally. Look at this bar. These bars are still below. The histogram bars are still below the zero line, and we are still pointing down bearish. We are still pointing down here on the full stochastics. That rally that we had there, it rolled over on that sell-off, and it's still pointing down. Today's rally did not hook it back up. Here, it looked like it was hooking back up on the slow stochastics there, but it still has a bearish touch. I believe it's just going to roll right back over. The daily looks to me like it is ready to go below 50. Remember, when it's above 50, specifically above 80, it's very bullish when it's in that territory. When it's above 50, it's bullish. When it's below 50, it's bearish. When it is below 20, it's very bearish. So we are pointing down strongly, getting ready to go into bear territory. I really think we're going to pierce right on through here and drop below 50 tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking that we're going to do. Okay, the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, you can still see we are pointing down now. We actually have a bearish cross right here on the full stochastics. We still have a bearish cross here on the MACD, and we are still below the zero line here on the MACD histogram bars. So we are still bearish. And look at the volume. This is for 4 days worth of volume. We've only got one more day tomorrow. How bullish can it be when in 4 days you produced half the volume of what you produced in 5 days of the previous week? It's very, very low volume. I think that that it is going to turn red as we sell off tomorrow in a possible mini crash. Several hundred points down. I could see if it gets some momentum, if the PPT doesn't come in and save the day. They just let the charts actually play out. They will roll over into a nasty wave 3 and break support. This could easily go down here easily and hit this blue line sitting here at 1313 for the 20 moving average. Could easily hit that and even go deeper. On the daily chart, you can look here at the 50 moving average at 13.23. I believe it could easily fall down and hit that tomorrow. That wouldn't actually be a crash. I'm gonna call a crash just a mini crash. We'll call it 500 points. So of course if we pierce that and go on down here to 13.10, then obviously we had some type of mini crash. But you look at this does not look bullish to me. This is still pointing down and pointing down hard. It does not look like it's bottomed and want to come back up. It made its first attempt there, failed. Today's rally didn't do anything really for it. It's getting ready to hook up and give some strength to something. What? The bulls? When this ADX hooks back up, it will take either the negative or the positive with it as it gains some strength. But this was pointing down. Where do you see that it's rolling back up? And the weekly, the same thing. The weekly is more powerful than the daily. If the daily is negative and the weekly is negative, as you can see with the hook right here, that actually just happened, I guess this week or last week, this actual hook over with this chart, everything about this is bearish. And seeing something positive about it, I don't see it. You have resistance right here. You draw a line right here. Now I did that. I put that on my blog and I posted that. Let me go find that link. It is right here. I took this chart, I drew a line. Now you look at this. Look at where this is going. This is the 15-minute chart. Now, I don't think, you see how it kind of hooked back up there just a little bit? I think it's going to push up a little bit more in the morning and then roll over. I think we're going to push up and try to hit this area right here. That is a resistance level. I think if we hit that, that's it. I think it's going to roll back down into a wave 3. I don't know if it's going to get that high or not, but I think if we have any pop in the morning, that's what will happen. This would then go up and put in a lower tower and put in negative divergence as this goes up. This would go up a little bit further, maybe here to 3 or something as it curls back up. So it's going to curl back up. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Then we're going to have a wave 3 down. Now, let's look at the other charts. That was the 15-minute chart. So let's look at the 60 again. The 60 here, as you can see, it is pointing up. It did curl up. It is pointing up. And so how high will it go? With the daily pointing down, how high can the 60 really go? Well, you can look here, and it's already crossed the 50 mark here on the full stochastics. If it pushes up for the first hour, or even just a hard run in the morning, a gap up, I don't think we're going to get a gap up, but even just a hard run in the morning, and it pushes up here, it'll be overbought up above 80 very, very quickly. That means it might put in 1, maybe start on a 2 bar if it's lucky. I don't think it's going to get anywhere close to this line right here. It could get up here and hit that line. That would be triple negative divergence as three of these histogram bars or histogram towers, of each one being lower. This could curl up here and get above 0 just a little bit, or maybe just hit the 0 line. Then I think we're going to roll over, because the daily again is pushing down, the weekly is pushing down. So I think we will roll over and roll down here and start heading towards negative 7.5 or negative 10. This will be right after this peaks out. Okay, this is on the 60, so I don't think it's got very far to go. It's going to run up there and slam into that resistance line that is there, and it's just going to pin it there. They have to gap it above it, and I just don't see them gapping above that area. Again, that would be let's see, approximately, let's see if they gapped it open, approximately 1355. I just don't see that happening. So if they do, I just don't see it staying. I can't see it staying above it because the daily's pointing down. Again, and look here, you also have negative divergence here on the RSI, and look where you are. You just basically came from bear territory on the 60, came back up here, just barely got above 50. We could go a little bit higher, probably maybe to this trend line, roll back over and go right back down into bear territory. This thing has kind of reset itself, got it down here below 20. I think it's ready to hook back up and give a nice move again. I think it's going to take the negative DI line with it, and you could see a possible mini crash. Call it a big move down, call it whatever you want. Same thing here on the 30. Here's the deal with the 30. The 30-minute chart did get a little oversold, as you can see. It went down to negative 2.5. You can see here it went down to that area as well. That was a little bit deeper, more like negative 4 or negative, not quite negative 5. That was closer to negative 5. This one here is probably closer to negative 3. So it is already overbought. It tried to curl back over until the close, but the 60 was kind of propping it up. Tomorrow, I think it will push, make one more push up tomorrow, and then put in some type of negative divergence here, and then roll over. Once it rolls back over, it's going to be going down with the 30. I mean, this is the 30. It's going to be rolling over with the 60 and with the daily and with the weekly, all pointing down. This thing should get buried, and it should take out this trend line. Is what I think is going to happen. So if it pops up, hits that 1355 area roughly, if it pops up and then rolls over, that should be the end of this. This thing should roll over. It should get some momentum going with the 60 daily and 30 all pointing down. And so the 15, here's your 15. As you can see, that was the one we was looking at. You can see it did hook back up, pointing up, and as you can see, it went from very oversold down here at negative 3. You can see it wants to go negative, but it's you also have to look here at the MACD and the other charts. So I believe it's going to push up a little bit, a quick pop, and maybe put in a smaller tower right here. Then that'd be the negative divergence. Then it will roll over as well. So you can call this, some type of, not really on the 15-minute chart a bear flag or bull flag, but I guess on the 60 you could call this a bear flag, because then it's kind of all, up, down a little bit. Then it actually kind of fulfilled the 60-minute or the bear flag, the bull flag. Let me get this right. The bull flag, up, down a little bit, and then up. So it really fulfilled the bull flag. It doesn't have to go any further. I just feel that it will, based upon the charts. I think they'll pop it up and possibly again hit that 1355 area, and notice that it's also just around this area as well. I think they'll pop it up, and then I think that this will roll over, and at the same time the 30 will roll over. This will get up here, roll over, and at the same time this will roll over here on the 60. All these will roll over together. This will peak out. This will roll over. It won't go above that, I doubt. So they'll all roll together. The daily then should go below 50. That's what I think it will happen. This will curl back over. All this will happen together, and that's what gives you your wave 3. And as you can see here on the 5-minute chart, the 5-minute chart did curl back up, and now it looks to curl back down, but I do think it's going to pop. It's hard to say much on the 5. There is a little bit of support there with this necktie of resistance if it did fall there in the morning, but I really think they're just going to push it up. So maybe it falls a little bit and and then dips a little bit, puts in a lower histogram tie really quick here on the 5, and then works its way up and puts in a little bit higher one before it rolls over. But again, this has all the makings of a crash tomorrow. All the charts are all lined up perfectly to have a pop in the morning, then all roll over together. The 15 the 30, the 60, and the daily, and the weekly, every single one of them have the ability to roll over. They all have the ability to roll over. Will they let that happen? I don't know. You know, the PPT, or, you know, let's just call it the gangsters, the Illuminati, the cabal, you know, Ben Bernanke and his printing machine, whatever. They have the ability to stop it, obviously, if they want to. But will they let this happen or not? They might just let it happen. If they just do nothing, then it will happen. If the charts are just played out the way that they should be played out, this thing should roll over, and this little teeny thing should just get buried. I don't know how deep. I'm not saying it's going to be a flash crash like this, but I think it's a similar pattern, very similar, where you had your up week, and then you had your down week, and that was this prior week, and now we should have another down week. Maybe it only goes down here and hits this moving average here. It doesn't actually do a flash crash type of thing, but it is possible. So Friday is setting up to be an ugly day that I can see. You know, other people see this as bullish. I don't see it that way. I just don't see it that way. I think these charts tell me that once we hit this upper trend line here, that we're going to bang on it, and we will not have the strength to go beyond it, because all the charts will already be overbought. 60, 30, 15, 5, and daily pointing down, weekly pointing down. It will roll over. It'll roll over, and if it gets some momentum going, it'll cut right through this. It may pause there, but it should cut right through it and keep on going. That's what I see on the charts, folks. So could Friday be ugly? Friday the 13th? Could it be ugly, unlucky? 13. Yes. You know, play this card on arrival at the beginning of his turn. He can draw no plot cards for any reason until after the current turn ends. This requires an action from a magic group. No idea what the heck that means. I'm sure the Illuminati do, but you know, this would be a surprise to a lot of folks. I do believe it'd be a surprise. But everything to me is looking very, very bearish, and that's what I'm looking for tomorrow. So a mini crash. Possibilities are there. Charts say it can happen. So let's just see if it does. Good luck, everyone. See you on the blog.